All right, people, right quick. I understand that, we have some people in this world who don't have the mental capacity to be adults by age. I get it. It's people out there that don't have the ability to behave like adults. I get it. And with them type of people, I show humility, where I humble myself and I be unbothered by their behavior because they're stupid. They can't help it. But you also have adults who have the ability to behave like adults, to behave their age as grown people. But the thing about these type of grown people is that they are sometiming. They sometiming. Why? Because they're cowards. You have only a few. You have only a few who are 100 as adults. Oh, whew, the few is so few. They are 100. You can't come across them. They're like precious jewels. You're not going to come across them as much. So you have the dodos who don't have the capacity to behave like adults, and then you have those who have the capacity, the ability to behave like adults, but they are wishy-washy about their behavior. They one minute could be grown and another minute be cowards. They behave like children because they're cowards. They behave like children. They become childish because they're cowards. And then once again, only such a few are adults. They behave like adults. They have the capacity by mental to behave like adults, and they are 100. The few who I'm talking about are the chosen ones. Yes, I am. We are a threat to society because we are too true. Yes, we are too true. We don't go back. We don't back down. We don't sugarcoat. We don't do that. We don't behave like children. We're not cowards. We're not afraid. We don't care about repercussions. No, no. And like I say, that's a crumb of us. The point of this video is because I'm tired of experiencing, within the society of people who have the capacity to behave like adults, and then when they decide to say, well, I'm just going to be childish right now. And their childish behavior is this. When a person can tell someone the truth, but they choose not to because they want to avoid people's reaction because they can't take it. They're not going to be able to handle the loss. They're not going to be able to handle the feedback. So what they do, they sugarcoat it and they behave as if the person who they have a problem with is the problem, but they don't actually have a problem with it. The problem is that they're just cowards and they can't be 100 because they're afraid that this person may reproof them. So they gaslight by being mean all of a sudden to this person. Let me give an example right quick. Let's just say, for instance, you have Vanessa and her boyfriend, Andre. Not the fourth just passed. We'll just say, Vanessa's birthday. Vanessa's birthday is coming up in another week. And Andre is starting to get in his feelings because he ain't gonna have no money. And maybe also it's because he probably planned to go out with another female around her birthday. But why will he pick that day? I don't know. Maybe because he's broke and he can't buy Vanessa nothing. Okay, what do Andre do? Instead of just being 100 and say, man, I'm gonna have to get up on a hustle and I ain't gonna have no money on your birthday, baby, bear with me, and we out the band, just bear with me. I know it's in a week, and look, I want to get you this, and instead of that, Andre say, I want to keep my persona up. I'm all this and that and the other, and I ain't trying to have my girl look at me like I'm some type of broke cow, but your eye. So what he does is pick a fight. He'll, bring up something from the past, or he'll have his baby mama call her phone. He'll accidentally make a text to her phone as if he's cheating and he'll do anything at this point. Anything. Why you ain't empty garbage? Man, you could have did they do anything. So when you come across someone who always, all of a sudden, rather picking a fight, nagging, trying to send you to provocation, trying to piss you off, is something behind that. And so that's what DeAndre may choose to do. All because he's too much of a coward to say what's really going on or what's really bothering him. So he's willing to jeopardize his relationship with Vanessa with lies and trying to send her to provocation to have a reason to not be around for her birthday, because all along he broke. And then when it's all said and done, he think, okay, she's insecure, she with me, she ain't going nowhere. After her birthday, he could just, oh, hey, what's going on, baby? Nah, I know what's going on, nothing. Adios, amigos. Now you got to deal with all the real heartache. Now you got to deal with your own burden. And Andre don't want to do that. That's another story. But that was a little small example of what I'm talking about. We have people in society, and it's been going on for a minute, but I'm coming out about it because it's constantly happening and it's not fair. And I'm going to tell you something, people. If you're behaving this way, you better stop, because if you keep doing this, all you're going to do is dig a ditch for yourself. Let's just take, for instance, just like with BK, I left there, under their wishes. I was terminated because I didn't want to do a training. It ain't that I didn't want to do my job. It's just they didn't want to pay me to do a job. So I said, the hell with it. I'm not doing that. So overall, look, the manager picked the fight. Look, I don't want to just tell KK, that if she don't do the training, I'm going to have to take off the schedule. KK may say, the hell with it, and then my feelings gonna be shot. My ego gonna be shot if she decide just going on and hang it up. So what do I think I should do? Well, won't you just go on and pick a fight? Hell, go on and say that she's doing something that she done, and we're going to call human resources, because, human resources on our side. But overall, that's what happened. So she had one of the employees to rush her foot to evil, to be part of the plan, and like maybe 3 or 4 was part of the shenanigan, and boom, that's what it was. But what it was that she started trying to tap into my dignity by disrespecting me, saying some things that she shouldn't have been saying it, the way she was saying it, accusing me of making sandwiches when I didn't, accusing me of not saying go to the bathroom like I'm a 3-year-old. I was supposed to raise my hand and wait for an answer and all this like I'm a toddler and all this shenanigan. I knew she was crazy then. I knew that it was something more to it. And that's the reason why God said be slow to anger. See, when you're slow to anger, it marinates on what's going on. Even though you don't like it but you know something ain't right. But if you're quick to anger, you're going to give them right what they want. And what she was doing and what Andre was doing to Vanessa was sending us into provocation. When people pick fights for their sake and we quick to anger, what happens is that they win. Their whole plot, plan, and schemes become successful because that's the whole point. They're trying to get a reaction. When we quick to anger, we don't think about it. We don't humble ourselves. We don't realize what's going on first. We don't, you know what I'm saying? And so we get on what they want. And then next thing you know, we're fired. Next thing you know, we're in jail. Now, I didn't get fired because I gave a reaction. Not at all. I already knew it was plotted and planned. I even said it in the midst of her talking crazy. What happened was, when she kept saying you could leave, it was either I stay. Come on now, listen. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this. It was either I stayed so she could continue to play with my dignity and disrespect me. and I fold. So she can continue to wear this fake persona ego about herself that she also felt she was losing because of my strength. Or I say the hell with it and just leave. Now, me doing that, I said, you really want me to go? She said, yeah. And I said, okay. And packed my things, left, came back, and dropped the key off and left. No reaction, no disrespect, no cussing, no fussing, no throwing grease like I used to do back in the day. Yes, when I worked at McDonald's, I did that. That was the lifestyle I did. When I got into it with people, I go throw grease on them. That was back in 1994. I'm a new me. But what I'm saying is this. I did not give a reaction. So when I left, I gave them what they wanted, and I thanked the Lord. I thanked the Lord because it was been time for me to get up out of there, but I couldn't quit because I made a vow to God that I wasn't gonna quit no more jobs. They're gonna have to fire me. We talked about that like maybe 2 years ago video, 2 years ago, however you want to call it. Dig it up. And so what I'm saying is I never gave a negative reaction. I didn't fold. I didn't give in. I didn't play dumb. I didn't have no negative acceptance about it. I didn't feel like I had to be beat down and slave into the shenanigan. I gave them what they want, still kept my dignity, and I still pleased Elohim with my behavior, with my grown behavior by the end of the day. And when you do that, just like with Vanessa humbled herself, let it marinate without being angry. This is what you do. If Vanessa get angry at Andre behaving the way he did, and she knows something ain't right and she ain't gave a reason for the season, she humbled herself. I'm like, nah, something ain't right. I think Andre trying to avoid my birthday. But you know what? That's okay. If this is how he want to come about with it, then this is going to be his first and last time playing with me. And then boom, it's over with. When we decide to do it the grown man way, what happens is People reap what they sow by their own shenanigan. They reap what they sow by their own shenanigan. And later on, it's going to bite them in the behind. It's going to hit their mental that they messed up. And everything was all because of them. They tried to send us into provocation by their own coward behavior. Instead of just being honest, instead of just having some understanding. Hey, when you be honest, you never know. Things can go another route about. Things could take another turn. Baby, Vanessa, look, I ain't gonna have no money for your birthday. I know you want to go on this cruise. I promised we was gonna go on this cruise or whatnot, but I'm pop and I'm trying my best and we'll wipe the band. Baby, look, Dre, don't worry about it. I got it. Come on now. I got it. Don't trip. For being honest, don't even worry about it. I got us, boo. You know what I'm saying? I know you be trying hard and you being 100. I love you for that. Don't even worry about it. And see, boom, he ain't even got to worry about it now. They still going. She got it because he was being honest. KK, look, I'm going to have to take you off the schedule because you didn't do the trainings. You're not willing to do it. I understand they're not paying. I did your trainings for you last time. I ain't going to be able to do it this time. You know, look, I'm going to have to let you go. No problem. Look, I just gone on and do it. Or, no problem. I appreciate your honest, you know what I'm saying? But no, I can't do it if they're not going to pay me. And I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? But yes, I'm going to have to leave, you know, because I can't do that. And it's no problem, no drama, no, you can leave. It's no headache and it's no reaping what you sow behind that. She ain't got to worry about, you know, the wrath of God. Andre didn't have to worry about going to jail. Andre ain't got to worry about even losing Vanessa as his girlfriend. Everything is coping steady. But see, when you post salt because you don't want your ego shot and you rather jeopardize an employee, you rather jeopardize your relationship, you rather jeopardize anything for your ego's sake. Let me tell you something. You gonna pay for it anyway. You gonna pay for it later regardless. God said he left at the wicked for he see their day coming. You sowing seeds and you think you're going to reap a harvest. You think you're going to reap a bigger... No, that's not how that works. How you treat someone is going to come back on you. That's how that's going to roll. If you want to keep thinking that you're going to get away with treating someone bad to cover up your job, to cover up your ego, to cover up your persona, you ain't trying to look like something because it's all about you. Well, you don't deserve a girlfriend. You don't deserve a boyfriend. You don't deserve to be a manager. You don't deserve a job. You don't deserve nothing if everything points back to your ego. You rather hurt, harm people for your sake. Your sake is what's going to get you broken. Yes, your sake. When you try to keep your own life, you're going to destroy your own life, period. So this is for someone. If you're going to be grown, be grown. If you're going to be a child, be a child. You can't be both. And like I said, I have, mercy on those who just don't have the capacity by mental to behave like adults. I can discern those who just can't be grown about it. They just can't be grown about it. They in their 40s, 50s, 20s, 30s, or whatever. They grown by age, but by mental, they are despicable. Shalom.